What's going on, gang? Brett here. Out here getting a quote together on a new metal building. So the homeowner is actually, I guess you call this a homeowner. This is a big old property out here in the country, but the property owner is wanting to get some gutters installed. So of course they called your boy, and I just wanted to show you guys the quickest way to put together a quote for installing gutters. So this is a very simple property. It's just the two sides. I got one on the main pitch and then one over here on this lean-to that I guess they'll store some tractors or something like that. There's a couple ways to go about measuring some gutters. The first one is if they have any type of reports, then you could use that, right? Something like a blueprint on when they did the building. Typically on a property like this, well, the other side would be better, but typically on a property like this, you can kind of see from here, there's a bit of an overhang. It's usually about 12 inches on either side. So if it's a 20 by 40 building, you could make a reasonable conclusion that 12 inches there, 12 inches there is probably 42 feet. But the other one is you could use a tool like Google Earth. Not absolutely perfect. I usually recommend that if you're going to give a quote for gutter cleaning, you just want to save yourself the hassle of driving out to a property, since it's pretty simple. But what my preferred method is a measuring wheel, just like this. You just take the wheel, you run it along the sides of wherever the gutters need to go. Gives you a very accurate thing. The really only variation that you need to pay attention to is if you're working on a slope. So obviously here is pretty flat, but you know, if you were measuring gutters on a house that was coming down here, you need to account for the slope because it'll end up making it longer than it really is. But yeah, pretty simple. So all you do is you get your measure wheel, you start right here on the end where your gutters would start, you roll them out, you get your linear footage, and then you apply your pricing. Now everybody's pricing is going to be different. I'm not going to give you the juice on how to do all that, but there's a couple ways to go about doing it. You can just have a price per foot, which is probably the simplest and fail-proof way, or another one would be material plus labor and add a profit margin on top of it and quote it that way. For me, what I do is I have a cost that I know per foot that my subs charge me, and then I just apply a 40% profit margin on top of that. So it's not a clean, I charge this per job. I just make sure that I keep a clean profit margin on every single one of them. So that's the lowdown on how to measure gutters and give a simple quote. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.